And let's start by doing this, all right? How many persons in this hall? And by the way, Theo, thanks for that free promotion. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. How many people here have smartphones? Okay. Well, that's all right. Don't make no vex now. Calm down. I'm going to be coming down. I'm going somewhere. Okay. How many people have A2 devices on their smartphones? Huh? Do you have if you have an AI tool, if you have ChatGPT, Perplexity, let me see your hand up. Perplexity or ChatGPT. Okay, now let's play a small game. All right, let's play a very small game with. You have Copilot, great. So let's play a small game with Perplexity, because you see, there is no point. What I am going to read from my lecture, you can all get, and you are professors of practice. All right, which means that at your leisure you can read and understand easily. But I want us to do a bit of experiment, because this experiment goes to the heart of our conversation. All right? I want us to do a small experiment with, let's use ChatGPT. I want you to go to your ChatGPT, all right? And ask ChatGPT this question. Just say hi. Go to ChatGPT and say hi. You have ChatGPT, just go there and say hi. Have you done that? Quickly. There will be a prize. I didn't bring these books here out for fun, and anybody who does this and who does it well gets the autographed copies of this book and many more books free of charge. Okay? So have you said hi to ChatGPT? What did it say to you? Great. Okay. Just say to ChatGPT, do you know a Nigerian writer called Azu Ishiekwene? Ask ChatGPT. Do you know a Nigerian writer called Azu Ishiekwene? Ask ChatGPT. Yeah, you can use Meta, but yeah, you can use Meta if you want. But Meta is another open source. Yeah. So just ask. What did it say, Mazi?
Yes, Azu Ishiekwene is a well-known Nigerian.
Okay, good. Now let's deepen that experiment. 2 paragraphs. Okay. So we are going to ask ChatGPT another question. No, that's fine. I'm happy that you are there. Now we are going to ask ChatGPT or any other version of AI you are using a question which goes to the heart. Ask ChatGPT to say, I want you to write like Azu concerning the US elections. Just give me, you can, to make it easier, give me so that it's uniform. Enter this query. Give me a 400-word article that Azu Ishiekwene may have written on the US election. Ask ChatGPT to do that. I would like to write on the US election. You have done that. Give me a 400-word article, that Azu Ishiekwene might write, not that he has written, might write on the US election. What did he say to you?
Since I don't have access to actual article by Azu on the US elections, I can craft a piece inspired by his style.
Okay. Can you give me a ChatGPT? Which version is that? That Meta?
No, I actually have ChatGPT.
You have Chat. Let's have it from ChatGPT.
It says, as the United States.
Hold on. Yes. Give her a microphone, please. No, you will. There will be more questions. Give her the microphone. Okay, there's this. Okay. Please give her the microphone. Thank you. We are going somewhere.
I have an article.
Let's Angela, please.
First of all, it gives it a title, Navigating the Crossroads, Reflections on the US election. As the United States approaches another pivotal election, The atmosphere is charged with a mix of anticipation.
Okay, thank you. Now, I haven't written anything. I have not. That is ChatGPT doing it on its own. Now, enter another query. Look, tell ChatGPT, I am not satisfied with this copy. Give me something that is as close to Azu style as possible. Let's see what it's going to do. No, don't worry. Let's stay with chat. We'll come to you. Give me something that is as close to Azu's style as possible. Go ahead. Yes, but I am no. Hold on, BC. Hold on. We are going somewhere. Calm down.
Follow instructions.
Yes.
As the United States, actually it gives a title, the American election, a mirror of our times. As the United States braces itself for another election, the atmosphere is thick with a blend of hope and apprehension.
Okay, let me just, because of our time, I know that there are different, I just want to share something using this as an example. And I'd like to thank everyone for their engagement and participation. But the point and where I'm going is that I can actually use queries to get ChatGPT or any of the other AI tools that you have to write an article the way I would have written it without writing it myself. And the same thing that applies to that article can apply to news. It can apply to your news stories. I can use any of those devices, put in a query. I said, look, so happened in Bayelsa yesterday. Do you know where Bayelsa is? You'll tell me. So person said, give me an article of so. Once you get the right query, you get something as close to the authentic response as you can. Now that is the world in which we are living. That you don't even have to be the one to write it. If you have the kind of tools that you need on your devices, you can. All right, so we'll dive into the paper now. 1 year ago, on November 15th, 2023, the Guild of Editors invited me to share my thoughts on Nigerian media sustainability and existential threats by big tech. Being asked to do it again this year is a privilege. But I won't be surprised if this is my last invitation. Perhaps I won't need to come as a presenter next time. A learning machine, now let's even call it Anaba. Let's call the name of that avatar Anaba, may be developed to make this presentation. And that is what we just demonstrated. Now, this may sound incredible, but increasingly, it seems like what AI cannot do, you said it. Now, in its most basic definition, generative artificial intelligence, otherwise called AI, refers to complex computer systems capable of performing complex tasks historically only human beings could perform. Journalists, for example, used to think of themselves as master storytellers, God's gift to the world of gatekeepers. I think after listening to T.O., we are humbler now. Let me say very quickly that the widespread use of AI is not only causing anxiety amongst professional journalists, it's also causing anxiety in other professions, especially the Luddites among them. I'd like to share a personal example again. Recently, I wanted to redecorate my apartment. I asked a furniture company in Abuja to recommend an interior decorator. The two recommended insisted on a pre-inspection fee of 100,000, which I wasn't prepared to pay. What did I do? You want to know? I went to ChatGPT. I have the paid version. I imputed a description of my house and also the measurement, asking for a feedback. Within minutes, it gave me what I wanted, including also the design for a car park, which I didn't even ask for. So ChatGPT delivered it to me in minutes. Now, if I had done the same exercise on Midjourney, which is a high-tech design software, not to mention augmented reality or virtual reality, I would have received incredible design options. Let me return to storytelling, which was the reason why the guild asked me to come. Man has always had concerns whenever there has been a technological change. As Yuval Noah Harari said in his book, 21 Lessons for the 21st Century, and I quote him, "Fears that automation will increase massive unemployment go way back to the 19th century, pre-industrial age." End of quote. According to Digital News Project 2024, entitled Journalism, Media and Technology Trends Predictions for 2024 by Nick Newman, here is a summary. Please listen real good. Here is a summary of what media leaders from 300 media leaders, digital media leaders from around the world, 300 digital leaders from more than 50 countries and territories around the world said that they expect to happen in the year of the Lord 2024. Number one, just half of them were confident about the prospects of journalism. They had serious concerns about rising costs, and Uncle Sam told us yesterday, a ton of newsprint costs precisely 2,300,000 per ton. So they had concerns about rising costs, declining advert revenue, and slow subscription. Number two, about 2/3 of them were concerned about the sharp decline in referral traffic, especially on social media, especially Facebook and X, formerly known as Twitter. Now I need to pause and explain. You remember that in the slide, one of the graphs that T.O. showed, he said, and I heard him clearly, that 90% of the current traffic that we receive come from where? How about editors? If not reporters, from where? Now, great point, but I would like you to know that he said online, including social media. Was that what he said? Excellent. But I want to go further to say that even that model is being challenged. Initially, we had this fancy in our heads that once you have a website, you get all the news. False. The model has evolved from there and has evolved to social media handles. But it has also further evolved to influencers. So more people consume their news through influencers now than even through some social media influencers. Not necessarily through Facebook, just use influencers. David O has 26.5 million followers on Instagram. Tiwa Savage has over 18 million followers on Instagram. That's where they consume their news. These are their influencers. So we have gone from just talking about online generally or websites to social media to now influencers. Are you with me? Yes. So this concern was apparently expressed by these folks in the study that we are considering. Almost 2/3 were concerned. Now we've talked about that. Now more publishers say they'll be putting more effort into WhatsApp and Instagram after Meta's decision to open up the broadcast channels for publishers. Publishers, I'm talking about publishers who are serious about making money. They say they plan to create more videos, more podcasts, and more newsletters. They also plan to do something, which Tio also shared with us. They plan to create more inspirational human interest stories, especially with the growing fatigue about negative news. You know what else they plan to do? They plan to use artificial intelligence for back-end use automation, and they consider this the most critical use of technology this year. That's what publishers are thinking and are saying. They also plan experimental interfaces to the internet to include AR, which is augmented reality, or VR, which is virtual reality glasses, lapel pins, and other wearables. And you know that there are wearables these days. I don't know whether you saw this video about some folks who were stopped by policemen, and the police sort of shook them down, and they were wearing eyeglasses which are actually cameras. All right, and that was how they recorded what they did and later uploaded. So these are also devices that are becoming popular as tools for storytelling. The salience of publishers' concern about the opportunities and challenges presented by generative AI is evident in the forecast. I imagine that a similar mood may have informed why editors made interaction with technology a subject of discussion for 2 straight conferences. Now, what is AI up to? Let's look briefly at 2 recent examples of the use of AI in storytelling in North America and in Europe. Now, there is a news organization in Mexico called Grupo Formula. It's the country's leading broadcast, and it has 2.3 million YouTube subscribers. Well, Channels is better than they are. Channels has 3.3 million followers on YouTube. But that's a story for another day. Now, they created 3 avatars. You know what avatars are? Great. So they created 3 avatars. If you don't know, there's no shame. Avatars are tools, all right? AI machine tools. That's what avatars are. So they created 3 avatars named Nat, Sophie, and Max. Very romantic names. Nat, Sophie, and Max. Now, these 3 are robotic journalists who generate content in specific areas: entertainment, sports, and politics for the company's social media handles. The group's director of technology and AI infrastructure told the Reuters Institute for the Study of Journalism, I quote, "The news stories that Nat, Sophie, and others present are small stories and very focused towards young people who don't connect with old-style newscasts." And the man is still speaking. He said, "We are looking to connect with these young people using technology." By the way, Grupo Formula's subsidiary, TVOAI, is the first news channel in Latin America powered 100% by artificial intelligence. Would you like to meet Nat? It's like you and I, you almost. Okay. There's Nat. There's Nat. This is Nat. Nat, would you like to meet my folks? We're speaking Spanish, all right? Because that's what they speak in Mexico. Does anybody here understand Spanish? But we can actually put it on Google Translate and get the English version. So not a problem. But there is Nat. This is actually AI. It's not human being. All right? So this is Nat. One of the avatars created by Grupo AI to tell the story. And Nat has garnered hundreds of thousands of followers, but it's not a human being.
Hola, yo soy Nati, soy la presentadora creada con inteligencia artificial de Grupo Fórmula, y este es mi nuevo espacio donde compartiré contigo las cosas que más me gustan. Podrás acompañarme en mi día a día, en donde te compartiré sobre moda, cine, cultura, belleza, y traeré las mejores recomendaciones para que salgas y te la pases súper top. Así que ya sabes, sígueme porque estoy segura que todo lo que te recomiende te va a encantar.
All right. You love Nat? Excuse me.
Hola, yo soy Nati, soy la presentadora creada con
All right, Nat. You have a good day.
Y este es mi nuevo espacio donde compartiré contigo las...
Let me return to my script. If you want, you can also watch Sophie, you can also watch Max. But these three avatars are actually machines. They are robots, okay? But just by the look of Nat, you almost swear that Nat is a human, but it's not. More recently, a Polish radio station called Radio Krakow announced the relaunch of Off Radio, the experiment in Poland where AI-driven characters take on the role of traditional journalists. In response to concerns about increasing role of AI in automation and in the physical and cognitive space, Harari said in the book that I quoted earlier, I quote, "It will be madness to block automation." Did you get that? It will be what? It will be madness to block automation in order to protect jobs. After all, what we ultimately ought to protect is humans, not jobs. That is his view. Now, the question is, what opportunities exist for the use of automation in storytelling? The telephone bridged distances and made communication easier. The typewriter, the camera, the pager, the Walkman, and the tape recorder helped significantly transform journalism and creative writing, whatever the concerns or disruptions when they were initially introduced. What opportunities does AI present? And how might journalists like you and I use them for storytelling? Number one, they can streamline content production. Did we get that? Use of automated journalism can help you do what? Streamline content production. AI tools can significantly streamline your content production, allowing journalists to focus on the creative aspects rather than on the time-consuming tasks and drudgery. For example, algorithms can assist in generating news at first draft, which was what Angela did so beautifully for me. So if I could take that stuff and turn it around and it becomes my content, or ask it to give me a first quick draft of what I want to do, that is one way it can be of use. It also leads to personalization of content. Hello? Hello? It helps personalization of content. Now, what does that mean? Because there is no need using these buzzwords, big words, which at the end of the day means nothing, all right? So we need to understand what we are talking about. When I talk about personalization of content, what does it mean? It means that there are algorithms in your phone which understand your news consumption habits and patterns. And those algorithms, because you visit such sites over time, can aggregate content related to what you like and put them in your feed. Are we together? So if you like sports, for example, and you are often going to sports sites and all of that, it is possible for AI to help, give you content that is related to sports. That is what it does. That is another advantage. When people talk about personalization of content, that is what it means. So you feel a sense of engagement and involvement in the content you are consuming. It also helps enhance engagement, which means AI can create immersive and interactive storytelling experiences. For example, games and multimedia stories that adapt based on user decisions can attract individuals who may not typically engage with traditional forms of storytelling. It can create new opportunities as well. The fusion of AI and human intelligence can create new possibilities that were previously challenging to imagine. One good example is the collaborative effort involving 400 journalists from 80 countries sifting through 11 million documents and 2.6 terabytes of data during the Panama Papers investigation. Generative AI can also repurpose chaos. It can make sense out of chaos. And there are references. I want to just move a bit faster. Now, what are the challenges? What are the challenges in the use of AI? There are ethical concerns, right? Potential for generative models can create misleading information, such as fake news stories or imageries that blur the line between reality and fabrication. And we saw that in Cambridge Analytica and during COVID-19. Quality and coherence. Often AI can generate good content, but creative flow and coherence could be a problem. Creativity and originality. Over-reliance on AI can lead to losing personal touch and the creativity in storytelling, although improvements in biometric algorithms are increasingly making this less of a challenge. And it's important for us to understand that. What is the meaning of that Turinchi Magana? You are with me? What does biometric algorithm means? Now, typically there are two spheres of human activity. All right? So you have the physical and the cognitive spaces. These are the two. So initially we always assume that AI or artificial intelligence or robotics can only do the physical. But now there is a fusion of biotech and infotech, making machines look and act and think more like human beings. Are we together? Now, fairness and bias. Ensuring fairness in AI generative narratives is vital, but a challenging aspect of development, and continuous development is also required in this area. Adaptability to genre and audience use, and so forth and so on. You can read the rest. I want to finish in about 5 minutes or 6 minutes. Now, what are the limits what are the limits of AI, and what success stories can we share apart from those that I've shared with you? Let me share first a few ugly experiences. Do you want to listen to them? All right, great. Now, there is a tech platform called CNET. In January, CNET, a tech website, was publishing stories, financial advisory actually, on short-term saving instruments, how to manage and close your bank accounts and so forth and so on. Even though the byline said the stories were written by the platform's money staff, they were not. Language machines actually wrote the stories. But then massive errors occurred in a moment often described as avatar hallucinations. And it exposed the website, and it took actual human beings intervening to clean up the mess. There is also the example of Sports Illustrated. The Street, a publication from the stable of Sports Illustrated, published a raft of bot-generated stories and made matters worse by curating and attaching fake author identities to the stories. So they created bot-generated stories, but attached the photographs of actual human beings. How will you not be deceived? But the spin didn't end well. They were exposed. But there have been good experiences as well. Would you like to hear some of them? Yes. Excellent. Now, when analyzing large data caches, modeling for pattern or image recognition machines have proved very valuable. Media houses such as BuzzFeed News, the Wall Street Journal, have used AI to establish significant trends in otherwise disparate and solitary occurrences or patterns. Examples range from the Mauritius leaks, which involve 200,000 highly technical documents, to expose on miles of dangerous lead cables around New Jersey streets that pose severe public health risk to residents. Now, let's come home. All right? Let's come to Bayelsa. Let's come home. Where is this Nigerian storyteller in all of this? Are you with me? Where is the Nigerian story? Where are you? Where am I in all of this grammar that we've been speaking? Now, Professor Farouk Berogi and I collaborated on an academic paper for the Journal of Applied Journalism and Media Studies. And the study that Professor Berogi and I did is entitled Light in a Digital Black Hole, Exploration of Emergent Artificial Intelligence Journalism in Nigeria. It's going to be published in one of the most respected UK journals on the 17th of January, which is maybe 2 months' time. But this is just what we looked at in that study. The purpose of the exploratory study was to answer the following questions. What is the state of automated journalism in Nigeria? How has AI changed the business and practice of journalism in Nigeria? What is the attitude of Nigeria's traditionally technology-averse journalists towards automated journalism? Does the emergence of AI threaten job security among Nigerian journalists? What do you think the answer is? Okay, so, all right, so let's find out. And this is, in the next 2-3 minutes we're done. For this study, and with the help of Media Edge polls, we interviewed 14 media executives using WhatsApp, Facebook, and X between October 25th and October 31st, 2022. The study found that social media and the rise of citizen journalists have changed the landscape and accelerated the adoption of automated journalism in the mainstream. So we are not that bad, are we? More and more media houses are using tools, including social media integration tools like EchoBox, Hootsuite, Revive, Delivery to drive audience and revenue goals. The election watchdog Yenagoa Africa collaborates with some TV stations to collate and analyze election results using AI tools. Automated fact-checking systems and drones are also used for language management tools like Grammarly, and you know all the rest. Now, the question you might like to ask is, which AI tool can I use? Do you want to know a few of them? All right. Now, the choice of the tools depends on what you are doing and what you'd like to achieve. Today, many storytelling tools and avatars can tell a story with illustrations and charts and graphic designs and even some background music. A few of them can even do it better than journalists. I'll name seven of them for you. Jasper AI. And you can use Jasper AI to generate your writing needs. Writer for structured plots. Writesonic or Perplexity for detailed research. And Perplexity is particularly good because it also gives you references. All right? Especially, Perplexity will not only give you an answer to your query, it will tell you where to find, those queries so that you can properly reference your material. Pseudowrite for enhancing the writing process for novelists. Plot Factory for creating stories, for creating story outline and character names. Novel AI for immersive writing and experiences and character visualization. And of course, ChatGPT, a chatbot that uses natural language processing to create human-like conversations. In a story entitled After Hell, it's Lokoja, you can see that. If you just enter into your phone, After Hell, it's Lokoja. If you enter that, if you Google that now, you will find what we did in leadership, how we used drone to tell the story of the massive floods in Lokoja when it was possible for us to access it by road. While cost and infrastructure remain significant barriers to adoption, attitudinal differences between younger journalists and the older, more established ones were noticed in our research, with more newsrooms embracing more diversity in age cohorts and educational backgrounds. Now, job losses. What job losses? Our study did not justify the fear of imminent job losses among Nigerian journalists. However, the impact of disruption on sales and audiences and revenue due to economic reasons and the changing demographics was undeniable. If anxiety about job losses leads to greater introspection, retooling, and adoption of technology and practices that improve journalism, especially the core business of storytelling, then I think it's a good thing. The more and more of us these days, more than there has ever been, have significant resources at our disposal to decide what the news is, what it should mean, and how people can respond to that level of engagement. In their book on participatory journalism, J.B. Singer and her colleague make a poignant point on the rapid and uncertain pace of change we are experiencing when they said, and I quote, "Today, journalism is a journey into uncharted territory, and the road is crowded with all manner of travelers," end of quote. Now, and this is where I land. If the destination is uncertain, at least we can hope for, at least we can hope, the best we can at least hope for a good company, whether it's human or it's a bot. And it would not matter if an automated system delivers the lecture next year. I thank you all for listening.